Hi, yogis and Bobcats. Welcome to the Ohio University Virtual Fitness channel. My name is Kaya. This is going to be 30 minutes of yin yoga. So we're going to be holding some postures on the ground for anywhere from 2 to 6 minutes, just really digging into the connective tissues of the body, just releasing the day, releasing some tension, letting go of any of our coronavirus anxieties per se. So I'm going to be using some props during our practice today. You can use whatever you have at home. The big one that we're going to need today is a blanket. And we're just going to be sitting on it and doing various different things with it. So any kind of blanket that you have will work. You can just fold it up and we'll get started with that. Just a couple things. If you're participating in the NIRSA Movement Challenge, make sure that after class today, you go and log your hours in the portal. And for copyright reasons, I won't be playing any music during today's class, but I think it works out really well. I like to practice in silence. If you're really uncomfortable in the silence, or if there's other noises happening around that are making it hard for you to concentrate, you can just go on Spotify and type in yoga, and there are a bunch of really good playlists that I like. Or you can just play any kind of ambient music with no words that you like that's not distracting. Cool. I don't have anything else exciting to tell you guys, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We'll start today in a seated meditation. So I'm going to have you guys sit up on your prop. So if you have a block or a bolster, feel free to use that. I'm just going to use my folded up blanket. And the purpose of this is just to get our hips a little bit higher than our feet so that it's not quite as uncomfortable when we sit for a few minutes. And what I like to do is kind of roll the tops of my feet underneath so that my hips open up more naturally. If that feels okay, you can try it. All right, find a nice tall seat, comfortable. Long spine, let your gaze fall closed. Hands can be at your ankles or at your knees or at your sides, whatever feels comfortable. And we'll just start to settle in here today and start to do a body scan, noticing the areas of the body that are carrying tension, maybe the areas of the body that are feeling more open and free, without feeling the need to change those sensations just yet, just noticing, taking inventory of the body. And once you finish your body scan, maybe you start to take inventory of the thoughts that are floating through your mind. Again, refrain from passing judgment. Just notice those thoughts. Be indifferent as they float through your mind. Just notice what's on your mind. And then from here, we'll start to bring some deeper awareness into our breath. Inhaling through the nose, drag the inhale all the way down into the belly. Let the belly rise with the shape of your breath. And open the mouth, exhale nice and long, slowly release. Again, inhale through the throat, the chest, all the way down into the lower belly. Pause for a moment at the top before opening the mouth, sighing it out. One more easy round of breath, just like that. Inhale through the nose, fill all the way up. Exhale, slowly release. And then we'll move into our square breath, the breath of yin yoga. So we'll continue with the inhale through the nose. for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause at the top, hold your lungs full. And exhale for 2, 3, 4. Pause at the bottom, hold the lungs empty. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause at the top. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause at the bottom. Continue with this square breath on your own time. So if you like that 4 count, you can stay with that. Or you can lengthen it or shorten it, whatever you like. The goal here is simply to make all 4 parts of the breath even in length. So the inhale, the pause, the exhale, and the pause, all equal in length to create a square. Keep the chest and shoulders relaxed as you inhale all the way into your belly. And as you exhale, see if you can release some of the thoughts, some of the worries that you might have brought onto your mat. Feel them oozing out of your body. One last round of breath. Bring your palms together and gently start to rub them together. Create some friction between your hands. And then use that friction, the heat between your hands. Draw the palms to the eyes. And let that warmth slowly invite the eyes open. Really gently blinking them. And then release the hands away from the face. And we'll just take a quick little spinal twist. So we'll inhale, reach up and overhead, out of the low back. Exhale, twist to the right. The right hand comes behind you as the left hand reaches for the right knee. And the gaze can go over to the right side or maybe over your right shoulder. Again, coming back to those belly breaths, notice how the inhale travels differently through your body in this twisted position. Inhale to release the twist, come back through center. Reach up towards the ceiling or the sky, and then exhale, twist to the other side. Right hand to the left knee, left hand behind the low back. Maybe the gaze sends over the left shoulder for a little deeper twist in the cervical spine. Stay nice and upright in your spine here. Exhale to unwind. Inhale to bring the hands back up overhead. One last time. And exhale, drag the hands through heart center. And if you're sitting up on a blanket, you can go ahead and roll forward. Just move the blanket off to the side. Okay, and we're going to take a forward fold. So reach the legs out long. And this might already be a lot of a stretch for the hamstring, so feel free to keep the knees bent. In fact, what I really recommend here is taking your blanket or a pillow underneath your knees here and just letting the legs rest on that blanket to give your low back a little bit of support here. And then again, this might be plenty of a stretch. We're trying to find our edge in our yin practice. So if you're already feeling uncomfortable, lots of sensation in the back of the legs and in the lower back, then you can stay right here. If you have a little space to move forward, you can slowly crawl the fingers forward, starting to fold over the legs. And then just stopping wherever the back asks you to stop. Don't need to push yourself any farther. We're trying to make this a passive practice. Wherever you land, just let your head hang heavy. Let the shoulder heads roll forward and surrender into this position. Come back to your square breath. Use the even inhale, pause, exhale, pause to bring you back to your focus, to help you settle into the sensation that you may be experiencing here. Release any tension you may be holding in the jaw, in the forehead, in the toes, in the fingers. And as we come a couple minutes into this posture, if you feel you have more space, if you're not quite at your edge, you can move a little farther into the pose. Conversely, if you feel you're past your edge, feel free to move out of the pose. You have my permission. Keep breathing deeply, using that breath to settle you deeper. Even if you don't move at all physically, use that breath to move a little deeper energetically. Three more big rounds of breath wherever you've landed. When you finished your third exhale, you can use your inhale to start to walk the hands back in towards the hips, coming back up to a tall spine. Take your time. And then we'll move our blanket off to the side if it's underneath your knees. Again, we'll roll over our ankles, come forward onto our knees. We're going to find a quick toe stand. This one's really fun. It really activates and breaks down the fascia, that really deep, tough connective tissue in the bottom of the feet. So just lean forward onto your hands, tuck your toes. And then what you might have to do, I find that I have to do this, is use your hands to manually tuck your pinky toe underneath. Find a nice tall spine. This is already going to be a lot of sensation. So if you're already having a hard time, you can lean forward and put some weight into your hands here. If this feels okay, you can come to upright. Let the gaze fall closed. Hands rest wherever comfortable. Really come into that breath to find a moment of stillness, to find some clarity in this posture. Notice if you're holding on to any muscles in the legs or the feet, and if you can release those. Whenever the mind wanders, just come back to the breath. Notice the sensation of the inhale and the exhale. We have about 30 more seconds here. And on your next exhale, you can lean forward, start to press some weight into your hands, slowly untuck the toes. And then you can gently tap the tops of the feet on the mat, release this stretch. One of my favorite parts of class, usually when I'm teaching in person, is looking at everyone's face after that pose, because everyone's like, oh my God, I was not expecting that to feel like that. So I hope you guys are also feeling that from the comfort of your living rooms. We're going to move into a child's pose. So if you'd like to use your blanket here, you can. You can either lay it down on your mat so that your knees have some more support, or you can keep it folded up like we've had it, and just when you walk your hands forward, use it as just a little rest for your forehead, a little bit softer than using your mat. Knees can come nice and wide here, as wide as feels comfortable. And maybe you rock your head from side to side, just giving your third eye a little bit of a massage here. This space between our eyebrows in yogic philosophy is our space of intuition, of higher knowledge. But Western medicine has shown us that in the exact same spot, there's also a series of nerve endings that, when massaged gently, they activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest. This is the nervous system we're always trying to activate in yoga. Just release anxiety, tension. Breathe deeply and melt into the mat. Again, returning to your square breath if you've lost focus. When a thought comes into your head, restrain yourself from becoming upset or frustrated. It's all part of the practice. Just notice that thought, and then just as quickly come back to the breath. Let that thought float away. On your next inhale, just lift your head just 1 inch off the mat and walk your hands over to the right side. And then replace the forehead on the mat for a child pose with a little side stretch. Here, send your inhales into your left ribs. Keep sending the hips back towards the heels. And your next exhale will bring you back towards center. And then again, walk your hands over to the other side. Rest the forehead on the mat. Send energy into the right side body. Inhale to find center. Exhale to release one more time into this posture. Inhale to slowly lift up to tabletop. And then go ahead and lower all the way to your belly. And then reach one of your arms long, thread the other arm underneath it, and just use that to help you roll onto your back. And then you can kind of scooch your way back onto your mat, probably end it off of it. Hug your knees into your chest, give your shins a big hug. Take one big final inhale. And exhale to release everything down to the mat. Final resting pose, Shavasana. Hands out by the sides, palm up, feet as wide or wider than the mat. You can use your props any way you like here. Maybe you drape your blanket over you if you're cold, or fold it and put it under your knees if your low back is uncomfortable. Release the tip of the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Release any remaining restraint on the breath. Just come back to your natural cycle. And surrender down into the ground. Feel the ground rising up to support you. Take rest. Come back to the breath. Deepening the inhales, allowing the breath to travel all the way into the belly, just like we did in the beginning of class. And feel the prana, the life energy, spreading into every corner of your body. And you can start to bring some movement back to your fingers and your toes. Your ankles, your wrists. Just starting to reawaken the body in any way that feels good. Whenever you're ready, you can inhale to reach the hands overhead for a good morning stretch. Bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Exhale to roll to the right side, supported fetal position. In yoga philosophy, it is said that the right side of the body is the masculine, the heated, the solar, the yang energy. And the left side of the body is feminine, lunar, cool, yin. So we roll to our right side to allow the coolness of our left side to wash over our solar, heated side, to send us into our day with calmness and ease. Whenever you're ready to step into the rest of your day with calmness and ease, you can gently start to press up to a tall cross-legged seat. Keep the gaze nice and soft. And again, today I'd like to close class with 3 chants, 3 rounds of Om Hari Om. If you know it, you're welcome to sing with me or just listen. Let's take one big cleansing breath together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, release through the mouth. And we'll inhale for the chant. Om Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. 2 more times. Om Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Om Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Thumbs to your third eye center. May you have peace in your thoughts. Thumbs to the mouth. May you have peace in your words. And thumbs to your heart. May you have peace in your heart. Together we bow and say, Namaste. Thank you guys so much for joining me on my stream today. I'm sorry for going a couple minutes over. Again, my name is Kea. I normally teach at this time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard on Mondays and Wednesdays, 30 minutes of yin. This week, I'm also covering Jordan's Fit Flow. So if you like a more active form of yoga, make sure you tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Vinyasa with me. And have a wonderful day, yogis. Namaste.